Hello guys, welcome. I am Samantha the Introvert, and today I want to give you my personal recap on episode 1 of The X Morning. So without further waste, let's go. So this episode starts off with seeing Patapi gearing up a camera to do a serious interview about drugs and gang members. The topic is so sensitive that whenever Patapi approach anyone from the area that he suspects is mostly influenced by drugs, they often met with people when they want to run away from this interview or doesn't want to get involved in this. In other words, no one will snitch. Patapi then found someone, but the person that he found, and he's a resident, kind of saw that he was filming on a camera. So he literally, well, they didn't take it lightly. Now, unless he was moving around with the object that has a camera, I would never expect that there was a hidden camera in the bag. By the way, Patopi was not alone. He was with Tamtawan, the cameraman and partner. They ended up at a shop, and the shop owner revealed there are people close by who is involved in illegal drug selling. But then some guy rode a bike and yelled to the shop owner about wanting to buy some white stuff, indicating she is the person selling drugs, and since they both got caught, they ran. I have to admit, as a journalist, it is very risky and life threatening when in this business, but work is work. I fear for their life when it comes to this. Like, when you watch this, you have to fear for them. After they caught up with the guy used a beer bottle and knocked it right on Potterpi's head. But even with that big hit, they made sure that to never let the guy run away. After that, the police came and arrested the people that are involved and also some others too. And it was later that Potterpi noticed his head was bleeding after that big hit from the bottle. Oh, if I never said it before, I'm gonna say it now. Potterpi and Tom Tawan are in a relationship, a romantic relationship. So, anyways, the reason why they were doing some risky interview and reports was to enter a report competition, which, by the way, was a big competition. You, it's a risky move. The things that they did for this competition, I mean, that could have ended badly, and they would have never even get the chance to be in this competition. But I feel like this reporting competition thing is mostly Patapi's dream, and Tom Tawan is just going along with Patapi. Well, that was 4 years ago, and now Patapi is living the fancy life he dreamed of. But it seems this time he's on the journey alone. Patapi is very famous that he gained many fans, which I find shocking. I never know you can gain fans through being a news reporter or into that big field. But behind closed doors in the work field, no one really likes Patapi. Well, we can also see that Patapi is an asshole to people. I honestly think that after not being around Tamtawan, he has been a jerk to everyone. This is Trinat, also known as T, and Patapi hates Trinat. Not sure why, but Trinat loves to get on Patapi's nerve. I do love that Pod is in this drama. Pod plays as Suit, and I guess he is maybe the assistant for Trinat. Shockingly, Patapi is a weather reporter, and I was not expecting this. Must be the cute costume why he gains fans. Anyways, he was given his weather report and Trina keeps interfering, and you know Patapi did not like that, but because he's still alive, Patapi could not do or say anything bad to Trinat. But as soon as the cameras went off of Patapi, shit was not right. Patapi approached Trinat and he was not happy with Trinat interrupting him. And Patapi even threw coffee at Trinat. Now, we are not sure if that coffee was hot or not because the reaction of Trinat was too late, so we assume that it was not hot. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that Young came and revealed to everyone that they were still alive, and everyone saw Patapi outburst. Sadly, it's very bad on Potter P because now that people saw his outburst and his true colors, he immediately got hate from them and his fans. It's funny how a couple hours ago he was liked by everyone and showered with love, then later on he got hated by the very same people that liked him. Wow, how they switch up so fast. One of Potapy's fans threw a cup at Potapy on the same spot he got hit in the bottle 4 years ago. But regardless of the hate, his forecast came true. It did rain. Then we went back to like a flashback, seeing how great things were with Potapy and Tamtawan. But now the big question is, why did they break up? In the past, Potapy wished that he could one day have his face on a billboard and live in a place that he can see the billboard from that area and angle. And it came true, but at a big cost. He let that fame got into his head. The year he signed up for the broadcast competition was the year of 2021, and he won. Again, it seems it was more of a Potapy's dream than Tamtawan's dream. We're back in the present and we see Potapy really wants to contact Tamtawan. The fact that he still has his number and saved it as a favorite contact means that he still loves the man. The next day, things are not looking great because now that outburst he did caused him to get sued by some big name brand deals. And instead of firing him, he got demoted. No screen time for a very long while for him. Young made a deal with Potapy and he can't refuse it because if he does, then he will lose his job and he can't pay back anything to the contract that he signed or the brand deals. So Potapy have to do a whole new show with a familiar face. After 4 years, Tamtawan came back, but only to help Potapy back to stardom. But it seems Potapy is upset with Tamtawan about their breakup. But again, we need to know, like, we need this job and we also need to know why the breakup. Then we see Rita came in and saw Tamtawan, and I must say, she's very familiar with Tamtawan and also is young. So it is safe to say that Tamtawan and Potapy love was not new to everyone and also their breakup. Now, whoever dressed Cinta, they need a little bit more pay in their paycheck because they did good. After they got in Potapy's office, Tamtawan read out all the articles of both Potapy's achievement and how they all crashed down on what some articles wrote about based on what happened overnight because of Potapy's stupid outburst. Potapy got upset and scared Tamtawan into the shelf and almost got knocked out by the trophy in the head, but Potapy protected Tamtawan. It's safe to say that even though Tamtawan is hated by Potapy, Potapy still cares. But on saving Tamtawan, Potapy broke his laptop in the process. It's safe to say that he still has a bit of feelings, like I said before, or else Potapy mouse. Oh, his mouse. Anyways, other from that, he saved Tamtawan. Only Tamtawan can tolerate the craziness of Potapy, but it must have gotten super crazy for them to break up. Now, this is super off topic, but I do notice that GMMTV either got lazy with editing out certain things or it's okay with showing the BMW logo. I also see that I saw one or two Hondas, but I guess Toyota has no problem with those brands, I guess. Then they were stopped in stoplight while remembering the days they first met in 2017 by Potapy. Then 2 years later, they started their relationship. But 2 years after their official being a relationship, they had a big fight that caused them to break up a year later. Okay, back in reality, they ended up reaching to this place called Smile Its Service to fix the computer, which must be hours away from their actual workplace because they ended up reaching there at night. The owner seems to know Potapy very well. Jesus, Jesus, when I saw Singto in this full black, I know it's over for my art. Anyways, we keep going back and forth in time, but anyways, so when they went in the place back then to fix the computer and needed to come up with a password that must be remembered at all times, uh, let's just say Patopi's remembering things is not as great. Patopi could not come up with any password because again he's not good at remembering anything until he used one thing that he knows that he will never forget. Now we back in the present, and in the repair shop the man needs the password to open the computer and shamelessly to say Patopi used Tamtawan's phone number as his password. Very shockingly to him though. Now, at this point, I am convinced that everyone knew of their relationship. Potapi is very in need of money, but because since he has been demoted, he's not making the money that he wants to make. Plus, the brand deals are canceling deals with him, so he lives in this big place and it's not cheap. So well, we're now knowing that one thing is that everyone they know about their breakup, but not everyone know why they break up. Butterby went to a bar and some random lady came to him talking about his latest scandal on how she knows that he got kicked off deals and have to work back into small things. Basically, she claimed that she's a fan. But knowing how desperate Potapi is, she used him to get closer to him, but Potapi doesn't know it. She then got too comfortable and took Potapi in a private VIP room and eliminated her jacket to show revealing clothing that she has on. At this point, she's just using what she got just to get something. But what? Well, I don't need to tell you what she's up to, but if so, she's just one of those people who seduces you to get you in bed, but by uses business as excuse. Now, if you try to escape, it seems that she will just try all this to blackmail you. But while that creepy thing is happening, he got a call from Tamtawan, but the woman took the phone away. Luckily for Patopi, Tamtawan came and saved him. I do not know how Tamtawan knew of Patopi's location, but I am glad. But even though Tamtawan saved Patopi from whatever was about to go down, there was not a hint of thank you from Patopi. I don't know what happened in the relationship, but I need to know because what does he mean by Tamtawan treated him like shit? It's the next day and it's official. Patopi has sold his BMW car. Money is getting tight for Patopi and he sold the car to the bar owner he knows. Not only that, but Patopi sold all except two watches. Well, if you look at it, it is a good thing that he bought all these expensive stuff. Now he can resell them. Looking back at things, he was making big dreams and having the best time with the person he thought he would end up with forever. But reality kicks, and now he needs to move in the reality. Young and Tamtawan in the office, and Young tries to call Patapi, but couldn't get him. But Tamtawan tries calling and immediately got him. Yeah, I don't know. But as soon as he answered, dude answered immediately. Yeah, Young, you got nothing. Left with no other option, Patopi agrees to do a small challenge with Tamtawan until he redeems himself to fame, but listed out some conditions. Turns out the person that got Tamtawan to come from his overseas trip was Young, because Young knows how much Tamtawan still loves Patopi. This man right here is the ultimate shipper. He knows what's up. I feel like he knows more than what we think. Okay, guys, that is the end of my personal recap on episode 1 of The X Morning. Stay tuned for my recap on episode 2.